we are it's May, and it's beautiful here in upstate New York, and you hear helicopters, and probably pretty soon you'll hear a woodpecker too. So if you just ignore the background noise, try to focus in on what I'm saying, and I'll try not to speak too softly, and I'll try not to shout. Now let's talk about conclusions in your research papers. How often have you come to the end of a research paper and you've been incredibly disappointed? All it did was seem to sum up what you had read before or what the author had said before in the body paragraphs. Now in your paper, do you think it's a good thing just to sum up your paper and to the things and just like list out the conclusions? I think of course that could be part of your conclusion, but a really effective conclusion in a research paper takes what you've talked about, it synthesizes it, and it looks toward the future, and it even looks toward application. So it kind of takes it one step further. It embeds itself in the reader's imagination so that the reader starts to situate what he or she has been reading and starts to apply it and think about how that might impact his or her understanding of the nature of things. So let's think a little bit about what we might talk about. For example, let's talk about, say, media spectacles. Let's take an example, Britney Spears and her return to the stage in her three-stop tour at the House of Blues, 12-15 minutes each time. Now, if we were just going to talk about Britney Spears and sum those things up, why would that be interesting? It could be interesting to say, compare, contrast each performance, or to talk about maybe, like why there seem to be people who are like lusting for her collapse and they love the train wreck aspect of it, and why others are rooting for her to break on through and to really succeed. Now, the interesting aspect of this paper would be just in that conclusion where you could say that this applies itself to an understanding of the world at large and how it helps us understand what's going on in other situations. So I mean, how many of us, thinking of train wreck celebrity types of things, how many of us sort of watched in rapt fixated horror at other self-destructing celebrities, sort of in this voyeuristic way? Courtney Love comes to mind, Lindsay Lohan. I mean, just, the things, and part of this is all about celebrity making and publicity. Other parts of it are about projection. Other parts of it are just, about stimulation and story. I don't know. Let's talk about these things. The point of it is that in the conclusion, it's more than just a summation of what you've been saying before. It's a wrapping up and applying and creating sort of metacognitive points and being able to apply this and generalize the concepts and apply them to other things, sort of internalize them, help you make sense of the world, or help those points help you look at the world with kind of fresh, new eyes. So that's how that sort of seems to be working with conclusions, and just keep those in mind as you write.